We need to get buy-in, and we need to let somebody know why this role is created or why we have it in the agency and the importance they play in the bigger picture.
A job posting, everybody, on the interwebs to attract talent is not a job description.
Sometimes people don't understand where their numbers are low, and once they understand it, they don't know how to improve on it. So help your staff improve on them as well.
All right, everybody. So a lot of times people come to us and have this question of, okay, what is a CSR? And you know what's funny? When I go into an agency, I ask the same question. What do your CSRs do? And I'll be upfront. I hate the word CSR personally. One, your customer have no idea what CSR stands for. So when you call them CSRs, it's like, cool, I get a CSR. Two, a customer service representative in today's world could be not licensed, could just be somebody who answers phones, could be somebody who takes payments. So calling your licensed agent team CSRs to me is something we need to change our vocabulary on to account managers. But for the purposes of today, we're going to talk about anything in the service role. So I'm actually going to pin Steven first because he did a big project for us a few months ago.
Almost a year ago.
On updating our job description. So Steven, maybe you could enlighten me and Therese and the viewers and listeners and humans out there of what do we put in this job description?
Step one, let's define the name of the role that they get to you. Because are they a client delight coordinator? Are they a customer service representative? Are they a director of first impressions? Are they a CSR? I love going to agencies and getting emails or looking at people's email signatures where they've gone in and created their own job title. So we want something consistent that everybody can understand. So step one, tell people what they get to call themselves. Step two, and this is probably the third most important part, but the mission. Why is this role important? We need to get buy-in, and we need to let somebody know why this role is created or why we have it in the agency and the importance they play in the bigger picture. So a mission statement for the role can really go a long way. And if we have a clear mission, then it helps build the rest of the responsibilities on from there.
Awesome. And I think the mission is so key because it's not just I take payments, I process transactions. Like, what are you here to do? And then, Teresa, I know for you and your team, you a lot of times take our job descriptions and create review forms. And so the next step on the job description we have is kind of like the meat and potatoes. And maybe you could explain a little bit about how, like, we have very detailed, like, make 100% of renewal calls, maintain retention of X, and how that works. Because a lot of job descriptions I'll see are vague. It's like, return phone calls. Yay. How would we track that?
There's a lot of things that an account manager can do, and we have to be very specific with those because they can take it out of context. Are they reaching out to clients? Are they conducting reviews, renewal reviews? Are they doing account rounding? I mean, and account rounding is one of the things, upsells, cross sells. Those are things sometimes we miss on job descriptions. But what we do is we take the job description. Once it is completed, then we do a review form with it, and you actually go through and you rate that person on how well they're doing that specific task. So if their retention rate is an 80% and they're doing 75, you would grade them on their retention. So it gives them tasks, specific tasks that they have to complete, and it usually gives them a number that they have to maintain if that's possible, because you want to go off facts and not feelings. So we want to make sure that our job descriptions are very detailed, are very specific, and we know exactly what we expect from that person. You don't want them to be able to go, oh, well, that's not on my job description, so I don't have to do that.
Oh, yes, that leads me to a very important part. All job descriptions have other duties as requested by your leader. So the truth of the matter is all of it's legit, right? But I do think having those very specifics are so key so that way there's no unclarity.
And then we really need to kind of tell the story in a different way. Everybody learns a little differently. So we start with the mission. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's what the role looks like. And then we do kind of a recap, which is what is the outcomes or the desired outcomes of the role. where it's almost like a few sentences. Like, hey, if I take all the responsibilities and do quick little blurps, just a quick sentence about a few of them, really helps the employee understand what that role looks like. So either from the story and the mission, the details in the middle, or the recap, people should really understand what a great job looks like. But just in case they don't, we have something that starts with Kelly's first letter of her name, which is a K, followed by PI.
Which is a key performance indicator. Something along those lines.
Kelly
anyway.
Piro Insurance Services. No.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. The other thing that we always like to put in job description, if you have them, is your values, because I think the best thing that we should leave everybody with is your job description should be easily converted into a review form. So what do you want to make sure that they're reviewing? So if it's logistics, like HR stuff, like shows up on time, doesn't have a crappy attitude, does cross-sell, like make that all out there so that when you're sitting down for somebody's review, it shouldn't be like, well, I like you today, or you did a decent job, or you didn't screw something up, or you did screw something up. And that's what really makes people not want to do reviews, I think, in the long run. So if you can really focus in on the job description and be clear, the Brene Brown statement, clarity is kind, is so, so true. The clearer the job description, the better off it is. And then I guess, Steven, since you worked on this project, like, what is a recommendation for updating job descriptions? Because sometimes I think people are like, oh, I love it. I go, we have them. Where are they? How old are they?
Right.
When people start, we give them one. And I'm like, okay. But one thing before, Steven, you go, also, a job posting, everybody, on the interwebs to attract talent is not a job description. A job posting is a marketing. It's a candidate. And I say this because I lit up our job postings. We're making 3 hires at the time we're having this podcast. Possibly by the time this is released, we'll have them hired. I lit this up. I don't know. It looks like at 1:30. I have received 15 to 20 resumes right now. Now, some of them might be garbage. I have not dove into them yet, but that doesn't matter. Because when everyone tells me it's so hard to hire, I just say, okay, great. Well, what's your job posting? And it looks like a job description, not a job posting. So, Steven, you can take it from there now that I'm off my soapbox on that.
I forgot what the question was after the
How often they should update their job.
How often should we update it? I think once a year. Review it as part of your annual review, part of your end of the year planning. Make sure it's still in alignment. And see if you even need to create like a junior or like a junior type position. So how does somebody know they can go from this role to this role? Maybe we create something in between the two so they know what the path is. Or we have some OG employees that we need to create something a little special for. And once they're gone, we never rehire that position again. That's okay too. But I think that once a year is a great time to reflect and be like, does this still hold true? Is there anything we've added or other things that we really need them to focus on as the role grows? Or do we need to divide this into a couple of other roles as we go from a smaller agency to a larger agency?
So true on that front. And also, I think just generally every year, it's good just to update and just keep things flowing, right? Because you may not realize things shift around a little bit or a process changes, or now your goals are different, right? Like the hard market came and hey, some things are different now, right? So I just think about that. But Therese, do you have any final thoughts on our CSR job descriptions and why they're so important for success?
Don't forget coaching plans to go along with them. Those, if you can, with a job description, you can also turn it into a coaching plan and help mentor your staff as well. So look at those job descriptions, rate them, and the stuff that they're not doing well on, it would be great to do coaching plans with them and discuss how they can improve. Because sometimes people don't understand where their numbers are low. And once they understand it, they don't know how to improve on it. So help your staff improve on them as well. So job descriptions can do many things. They can do what the role is, how their performance is, and then, a coaching plan as well.
Nice. So everybody work on your job descriptions. They're also part of our WOW customer service training if anybody needs them. And we have a process pack on them. But when you look at that job description, you find deficiencies. It's also then time to really level up and train your team, which is why we have our new WOW customer service, which you should totally check out because it's on sale and a special until the end of the month. So everybody have a great day and we will see you on our next podcast.
Bye.
Bye.